Alright guys, I wanted to show a few knots that are very useful in a camping situation. The first, I can't tell you the name of it. It's a knot that I use, and let me adjust the camera here. Okay guys, wanted to show some knots real quick. This first one, I don't know what it's called. It's just a knot that I came up with on my own. That doesn't mean I discovered it. So if the originator is out there somewhere, let me know. But I'll show you how I make this. First, I make a bend. Okay, so I've got like a number 9. Then I'll fold that over and pull this through. Okay. Now this is going to create a slip, but sometimes this tagging can work its way loose. So what I do is I'll come back behind and down through itself. And this works good for snares. It works good for a multitude of things. If you, let me just get my hook here. You could use it if you're attaching to something, a tree or an object like that, tent peg, whatever. The great thing about this knot is it slips easy, and it can really, I mean, that thing is cinched down there, but then when I'm done with it, it comes right out. If you take this last bend that we put in there out, the great thing is you can just simply make the knot disappear. You can also make this, use this same technique. Okay, we just made it slip again. Open up this loop and we'll continue to pull the working end through the loop. And as you can see, not really with paracord, but another type of cordage perhaps, you can make decorative bracelets, and it's a great way to shorten the length of rope. So when you're all done, just make them disappear. And I don't know what that knot is called, so if you guys know, you can hit me up. That's knot number 1. Alright guys, knot number 2 is a really quick and easy knot, and it's called the Clove hitch. It's a pretty easy knot to make. So alright, we're going to create a bend, create a loop, create a second loop beside that, and we're going to take this loop, put it behind the first. Okay, pull it tight, and you can see what that looks like. I've used this from everything from securing a bow drill to some of my camp work with tarps around trees and things like that. The beauty is you could probably do that one-handed, and this thing, even after you've had weight on it, just comes loose. So let's show that again really quick. Create a loop, create another loop, try to get that to stand, put the second loop behind the first loop, put it on your object, Pull tight. You've got yourself a clove hitch. Okay, the third knot that I will show is the Bowline. And this is a great load bearing knot. The disadvantage is it's a little bit harder to get loose once you've got it. What I'll do here, I'll create a loop. I'll run this tag in up through that loop behind the working end, and we're going to go back down through this loop. I'm going to pull that tight, and we've got a bowline. You can do bowline on a bite and some other variations, but I just keep it simple. Again, you make a loop, bring your tag in up through the loop. Oh, try to get that on camera. Around that working end. And back down through the loop here. That's not very easy to show on camera, I know, but if you Google it, you can find the knots. The Bowline. This is a great load-bearing knot. Alright guys, the last knot I'm going to show is called the timber hitch. I use this a lot to set up ridge lines for tarps. I just got this paper towel roll. I'll try and make that work for you. So we'll just pretend this is the tree. You run your line around. Okay. Oh. Try to make that work a little bit better for you. Okay. Now we're going to go back against the grain here. Back against the pole. Okay. So we've created a bite. Now, with this tag end that we have here, we're going to wrap this around once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and I go 5 on this. Now, pretending that we had some tension on that, you've just made yourself a tensioning hitch, and you can, as you can see, you can really pull on that and it's not going to come loose. This is great if you've got cold hands, cold fingers, and you don't want to do a bunch of intricate knots. I'm really pulling on that, and those loops there are not going to come out. So this is the timber hitch. The beauty of this is you just give it some slack and it's done. It's off. So those are 4 very useful knots.